Alright, people, what's going on? It's your boy Tay. Of course, I'm with Asa.
Hello, everyone.
And we're gonna talk about, of course. You are recording, you know. Okay. So we are here to talk about, of course, the biggest thing that's going on the internet right now. It's the slap word around the world. Of course. That's what
I didn't even mean to emphasize my hand.
But yes, it is the slap word around the world. So,
Slap word around the world.
yeah, I mean, it's like, so. Let's start with this. I started from us. Of course, we don't watch the Oscars.
No, like most of the world, we saw this today, this morning. Someone texted us a meme. We saw YouTube videos, notifications popping up left and right.
That is true. And so I saw, basically for me, was Tripp and Anderson sent me a text. And I was like, I watched the video and I looked at it and said, whatever. Then this one sent a group text. Was it you?
It was.
Okay. So it was a group text that she did. And it basically, it literally just like made me feel like okay. Is this real? And her family members were commenting on it as well too.
Well, I sent it as a group text because I thought it was interesting because Travis was on the mill in the group text and everyone else was a black African American woman.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And it was my sister, my aunt, and my mom. And my mom actually has alopecia. So when I heard about it, I wanted to kind of see, like, from these various backgrounds of people, what their take on it was. And everybody was kind of like, what? Why? Is this real? You know? So, yeah, I later felt guilty doing it at group text because I was like, gosh, Travis is going to think I'm going to punish him for all the back and forth or whatever.
Punish me?
As you're stuck in the vortex of group text.
I have tougher skin than that. You know that.
But, yeah. So,
and
yeah.
Before, and we're going to show clips and stuff, don't get me wrong, but I want to say this, like I said. So for me, I thought, and again, I lean towards this kind of little close to the fakish side, because some things just pop up, which I'll show, and it just like didn't come across as authentic to me. But if it is authentic, let's go with that. Let's go with that. I didn't like it. I'll just be honest to you. I didn't like it. The reason I didn't like it because a lot of things, and you know,
and by it, you didn't like the fact that
I didn't like Will Smith when did that. I'll get to that. But I want to put a little precursor to this. As she just said that. Me, I'm a guy. I have talked to people. I say this: if you have alopecia or you have cancer, which Jada didn't have no cancer, just alopecia. Because I've seen people, people are going crazy. Oh, you can't stop that. But if you do have alopecia and stuff like that, I'm a person, you've heard me say it multiple times on me, I love this. I love natural hair. But I am not a cold-hearted person to not know that if somebody's going through cancer, somebody's got alopecia, somebody's going like stuff like that they want to wear a wig and all that stuff, I am not against that. I get that. You just, some people own it, some people don't. Right. And I mean not only like a bad way. I'm talking about like some people just say, I like my hair, it's sad that this happened, because some alopecia is also genetic.
Sometimes it's genetic.
Sometimes genetic.
Sometimes it's it can be like autoimmune.
It's autoimmune disease.
Yeah.
And
sometimes it can be
that.
Stress induced.
Yes, that's one.
You know,
and it happens to men as well, not women. Mm-hmm. It happens to any gender, male or female. But I have talked to 3 doctors a while back, and you guys know the show I was talking about. I did that when I was saying that most of them was one was a black female, one was a black dude, and one was a white man, and they were talking about a lot of things also that women put chemicals in their hair and stuff like that does strip back a lot of the nutrients and stuff out of your hair. Sometimes people put the weave in too tight and it pulls your hair back.
That's true.
I'm saying I'm giving all causes. I'm not saying I don't know what Jada went through. She might not be that day. I'm just saying that. So that's what that also caused alopecia as well. So, but it's not an end of the life kind of thing. It's not. And like I said, when they have to wear a wig and stuff like that, I would not mock nobody for that. Even though I like natural hair, I just like the crown that that my beautiful girlfriend wears. I love it. So I always say, go with that. And she knows because I'm around a lot of women who wear the natural hair. But that's just the bracket, that's just a precursor. Now, getting into this, the reason I said I didn't like it, what happened with Will Smith with Chris Rock, to me, he's a grown man. These aren't even like young men. These are older gentlemen. Older gentlemen. Will Smith, a clown, a character, a joker, who does practical jokes, all that stuff. Chris Rock been a comedian all his life. So it's like, he's here to balance me out. Me, I'm like, it's like going to a massage therapist and they basically grade off my feet. Like, you want a massage. That's what you go there for. Chris Rock is a comedian. He's gonna take digs. And to me, again, I'll let her talk, but to me, that was not a hard dig compared to another video I'm gonna show you, but I'll let my lovely lady go ahead.
So, when I saw the footage, I initially felt like the joke was corny. I feel like it was in poor taste. I saw someone else write this, and I agree with them 100% that as comedians, there's always going to be controversy with comedians, especially, someone of that caliber, because you're never going to please anyone. You're never going to satisfy everyone in that audience that you're engaging. But that particular joke I found contradicting just because this is the same comedian who put out a documentary some years ago called Good Hair. So, it kind of was like, why did you pick that jab? Chris, if you was going to jab, why that? And, and honestly, in that moment, I didn't even realize she had alopecia. And my question is, did he know she had alopecia? Because the media is quick to say, all those things she's been sharing and talking about alopecia.
She shared it.
So, but yet everybody don't keep up with Jada Pinkett like that.
That is true. I have the video where she shared it, but go ahead, yes.
So he may not have known.
No, that's correct.
If he did know, that was definitely in poor taste. If he did know, it still was kind of like, that was a dumb joke to share, because I'm like, weren't you supposed to be like an advocate for showing the different beauties that Black women have in their hair? When he did that documentary, I like to feel like that was part of the basis of it. And then the other side of it was, I thought she looked beautiful. I'm like, why would you joke on that? But then maybe that's why he made the joke, because he felt like they wouldn't be threatened by it. Maybe because she looked nice. Jada Pinkett has always wore her hair short. So me looking at it, it didn't have this dramatic look on her. But again, going through that and she not having a choice, her hair was just, was thinning and she was losing it. I can definitely understand that being traumatic and you feeling vulnerable. And it's a lot to go through, especially as a woman, because you're taught that your head of your hair is your crown. So I'm not trying to take that away from her at all. And being in the public, you're expected to look this certain way, be this certain way. So I'm not trying to dwindle that at all. I think the joke was in poor taste. I think it was the wrong joke to make on any level, whether he knew she had alopecia or not. I think it was contradicting as a Black man for him to joke on her hair in this day and age, is all of what we were supposed to be accepting in Black beauty for women. That being said, do I feel like it justified Will Smith walking on stage doing an Oscar live showing and smacking the man? No, not at all. The two wrongs don't make it right scenario played out before everybody's eyes. It's like, really? The joke of being as distasteful as it was. No, him saying that joke and nobody, and Will Smith not responding to it or whatever, nobody would be talking about that joke today. Even though he shouldn't have said it, it wouldn't be discussed. But when he went on stage and smacked the man for it, it became, he elevated it and magnified it into something else. And I don't think that he was justified to do that. If people were kind of patting him on the back and saying, oh, he's a good husband, that was stupid.
Okay.
It was stupid.
All right. I wanted her to. No, I wanted you to say your piece.
Well, I have more to say, but go ahead.
Yeah. No, we could go. We got more stuff. Don't get me wrong. We got more stuff. We gotta switch it to a different way. Give me a second here. Let me see if I could put the I'm trying to put it on don't worry guys, I'm trying to put it on I'm trying to put it on screen, and mostly the video is what it is. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. It's already that. Just because of I need to put this right. So for me, I get where she's coming from. The taste thing, I get that. I am, as she said, well, oh, look what you have done. You know, I put her through with all this stuff. As you can see on the screen down here, we're gonna blow it up a little bit. You guys know what it is, but yeah, that's for copyrights and all that stuff. Crazy. They don't like stuff and they start doing things because they hate. But so for me, I was like, okay, we're gonna hear it right now.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
See what Will Smith is doing. See what Will Smith is doing. You see him. He's laughing. Even the girl who's back there, who like, she also been bald and stuff like that, and she's laughing.
I'll give him I'll play devil's advocate.
Go ahead.
There can be moments where you have that awkward laugh, because when he said the joke before I even saw the slap, I was doing that. I was like, it was just kind of okay. So people, we do that in America, you know. We do those little awkward laughs and stuff that's just halfway kind of not really funny. Okay. So I'm not even gonna analyze that.
I just said, see me, like I said, that was a ha ha ha. You just did your awkward laugh. That looked more than an awkward laugh to me.
Okay.
If I
you could be for
if I go back a little bit.
Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right.
See how he went down like that. So yeah, and again, the lady behind him did that. She was bald. I forgot her name. Of that actress.
Lupita.
Yeah. So she's, you can see that smile on her face and stuff like that. But I get it. Again, I get it.
They're actors and actresses. They are groomed to put on a face. Oscars
also groomed to think that their ass don't stink either too.
That's
a lot of them people there are the most uptight, stuck up, contradicting son of a guns. Yeah. So I'm just saying that. So see how he go back. See how he. That doesn't look like an awkward laugh to me, babe. I'm serious. I'm not trying to be a jerk.
This is Chris Rock.
He's
a comedian. In fact, this is what he.
So here's another joke that Chris Rock did about Jada and thing, and it kind of also said that he's contradicting, like you just said. They also the same way too. Back in 2017 when this happened.
Jonathan got mad, and Jada went mad, and Will went mad. Everybody went mad. You know, it's crazy. Like, Jada got mad. Jada says she's not coming, protesting. I'm like, is she on a TV show? Jada's gonna boycott the Oscars. Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited.
Look at Sophia. That's a funny joke.
Okay.
But you know why that joke right there is a jab at her profession, her career.
Yeah, but she boycotted Oscars, and now look what she's back in the Oscars.
Right, and what did she boycott Oscars?
Because it wasn't enough black people in the thing. So you back in the Oscars.
Right, and now your husband slaps another black man. Yeah. The irony.
The irony. So, I mean, you guys know the clip is like all over the place. So you can watch it. I just wanted to show that part of it. Now, here's the part I wanted to make sure I have my 2 cents on whatever it's worth. Like I said, they're grown men. They're old men. I love this woman. Okay? I do. But I told her too. If you say something, if a person touches you, person put their hands on you, spit on you, I will go to jail for that. Because I'm not playing that. I'm not playing that. But words is not my thing. I'm gonna go through.
And that's just a common understanding that you had as a couple. What would you react upon in a certain situation? Those are things that you just have to think about as any adult. Like what is gonna push your buttons? What is gonna trigger you? And what are you gonna operate in self-control about? It sounds mechanical, but that's just what you have to do as an adult. Why? Because you're not a child. No one answers for you anymore. You answer for yourself. What if he had walked up on stage and Chris Rock was not that guy and he was another guy that would have hauled off and punched you back? Because right or wrong, he violated that man's space. He was verbally making a joke, whether you like the joke or not, but he walked on stage and got into that man's space. So that could have went XYZ a whole different other which way. So that's why when you say that, I wouldn't expect you to, because you have a profession, you have a career. I'm not paying no bail over something that stupid for you smacking somebody just because they said something about me. No.
Again, and I've had it when I was young. I've told the joke many times. Well, not joke, the real reason. When somebody used to say, when I was in high school, I used to get picked on. They were talking about my mom's a hoe, blah, blah, blah. That never bothered me. It never bothered me because it's just words. You ain't touched me.
Exactly.
I've said before, I'll say it again, even to when people like to use the whole white man and all that stuff. I say, look, I don't care, white man, black man, whatever. If you ain't messing with, if you ain't hit me, you ain't messing with my food, you ain't messing with my money, you ain't messing with my family, and if I need medicine or whatever, you ain't messing with none of those 5 things. You can say anything you want. I do not care.
Well, that's the mindset everyone has to ask themselves. Now, mind you, if the smack was genuine and he genuinely felt like he was defending his woman's honor and he was upset that she was being ridiculed in that way or what have you, I can respect that, because I like to believe that they went through that journey as a family. You did show that at one point they all had shaved their head. I guess that's made more clear that they were in support of her going through her process. I can understand that as a family. I have a family. I have a very close-knit family. I can understand that. But we all know in reality, when you live in a reality, your actions have consequences. So like I said, had this been average Joe instead of Will Smith that reacted that way, that could have went a whole nother way. So him getting in that mode and doing that was just very unpleasant to look at. I'm like, do you understand what you're displaying in this moment? And then when he did his speech, he never apologized to Chris Rock, if I'm wrong. I think he apologized to the Oscars, but he never said anything about Chris Rock, and I kept waiting for that, because I'm like, okay, how are you going to clean this up, Will? You just smacked the man on national television in the Oscars. You walked up on stage, and just smacked him. How are you going to clean that up? But it'll be interesting to see how Hollywood caters to this or not. I know your face, you're already looking like, what cater to what? It's going to be business as usual. And you're probably correct. But it shouldn't be okay. It shouldn't be okay that he smacked a man, walked up on stage and did that, and then is able to go about his day, and he doesn't face any consequences of being canceled.
Well, okay. So here's my thing. For the last 10 years, since 2010, I have been finding out more and more, right, that actors, actresses, all those people, they got some devil past. Some that's like, okay, that don't need to be out there. That's not on my business. But some of them are some disturbing stuff that they counted. That's why I don't say hypocrite as much more. I just say you're a heretic, cause you know what that is, whatever. So there's been like Whoopi Goldberg, there's been Meryl Streep, there's been all these people say the most disgusting things. I'm like, no. I separate the actor from the person. The person is a bad person. I just can't stand with that. I would never not watch Sister Act 2. I won't. I like that. I like Sister Act 1 and 2. Love that show. Mm-hmm. But the Whoopi that say all kind of crazy stuff now with including the one that turned me away from when she talked about Roman Polanski and how Roman Polanski, did a young girl bad, and I'm like, she was like, that wasn't grape. I was like, you got to be kidding me, and you're a female, and you said that. That is disturbing to me. And then when he got the what do you call it, the Lifetime Award, this man did a horrible thing to a little girl, and Meryl Streep was up there cheering it. I accepted for him because he's one of a lifetime. Okay, yeah. And also, let's not forget, Harvey Weinstein did a lot of horrible stuff, and none of y'all said nothing. None of y'all said nothing. Oprah didn't say. Where's the documentary, Oprah?
That's true.
You did Bill Cosby, you did Michael Jackson. You tried to do no, R. Kelly's weird. I'm not going to deny that, but yeah. But you did other people. Michael Jackson was your friend.
He's a pedophile.
Yeah, Michael Jackson was your friend, as you said, and you did him wrong. You waited 10 years after the man passed away to bring that, and that Never Neverland story was fake. A lot of stuff did not add up at all. That's why they pulled it in Europe. They were like, oh, nope. So they let it in America, but Europe, they played it in Europe. And a lot of people was like, no, this is wrong, that ain't wrong. And I was like, oh, okay. So, yeah. And it was all weird, okay? It was all weird. The time and dates did not match up, and there were audio clips that Michael Jackson said. But it's one of those things where if you kept on playing the clip,
right,
you found out more stuff. Because there was one clip where he's like, what, the kid like, Michael, what you like to be, we like about us here on, I think it was on the boat or something. He's like, oh, I had enough time to enjoy spending time with you. And they cut it, but it kept on going. You and your mom, your dad, everybody was a nice family. That's what he said, but it cut that part to make it like, I enjoy with a little boy. I'm like, oh, that is so disgusting.
Right.
So Harvey Weinstein did all the stuff. No, but I see not one person did a documentary on Harvey Weinstein. He's convicted. He's in jail. Nobody's done one. And that's why I said if that was a Steen or something in Hollywood, Chris, where would I not get up on stage and him? I don't think so. I do not think so. I think because it's a black man and a black man, and to me, it made black man look bad. I'm not going to play from my point of view. It looked bad. You can control your temper. You went up on national TV and did that. Skit or no skit, that's still put out because the Oscars has been going down and down in views over the years. This has been nobody been watching them, and this is the first time it went back up.
Which is why some people question the legitimacy of it in the first place.
Yeah,
and I can very well respect why people would question that.
And that's why I cracked the joke on the thing when I say it took a black on black crowd to make it go back up.
Truly,
that's
the truth. But I still keep saying, if it had went a different way, if Chris Rock had responded differently, and it came back in a defense mode, this could have played out to be completely different than how we're talking about it now. People are praising Will Smith for doing what he did, but if Chris Rock had reacted differently, what would we be saying about Will? More people will probably been saying, if Chris Rock came back with a lip, would have said, Will Smith should have kept his butt in the seat, but because it played out so awkwardly, and Chris just kept smiling and the show went on, everybody praised him. It was like that nugget of disruption that everybody could accept. But the disruption was the disruption. If you're supposed to be present and be at the show to let the show be the show, then respect those boundaries. But then this goes back on the Oscars too. They have not released anything stating the nature of what went down.
Yeah, Chris Rock is not making no charges.
And all of that. And they should. We're not watching the Oscars, but some family stayed up and watched the Oscars with their children and had to explain to them why this man just walked up on stage and smacked another man. What about that? Where's that publicity statement? So
yeah. and
so contradicting.
And something else we talked about. So I want to start off with this first as well before we get the last thing, and then so we talked about it downstairs, which is this. the problem that I really hope Will Smith goes seek for help. Something is not mentally right with him. I really do feel that because what Jada with her TV show has done is, again, like we are like because we're a couple. But here's the thing. The we understand our boundaries. That we're not gonna air out everything out there, whatever. Correct. We understand how people think. Now, I do not believe there's no such thing as an open marriage. Okay, I do not believe that. You just both y'all agree that you want to have sex with other people, go right ahead, do that. Don't be married, because that's just a falsehood.
Right, and don't. And people can say what they want. But my thing that annoys me about that whole thing is when you try to put on this show, and yes, I say show, that you're happy about that. That doesn't, no. Because quite honestly, if you in an open marriage, how did it land on you as your responsibility to go upstage and defend her honor? What about her other man? Was it not his turn to go on there and make a fool out of himself and smack somebody on national television? I mean, truly, that's reserved for people who are in a monogamous relationship.
Mm-hmm. Speak it, girl. Speak it. You got it. I ain't gonna say nothing wrong with that. But my thing is, I don't believe in that. Next thing I also believe too, like I said, I'm sorry, because this is my opinion. Jada has emasculated women.
I feel that way.
Messed up, whatever it is, stunned or whatever.
There's something in him that's just diminished. It's like this, you know.
Because even though I remember also after that too, he got the dad bod and right. He always used to look fit and stuff, and he got fit back now. But like, it's so like to go on your show to make your wife show whatever it is, the talk of the town and all that stuff, and then talk about the stuff like that. Like, we're gonna have a show where we talk about certain stuff that's a little personal, not that kind of personal, but you know, like dealing with thyroids or stuff like that. We talk about depression. I have a video about that, like stuff like that, and what people go through. But they had an open relationship, as you just said, and even you go with another man. But the thing was, it was so messy. Do I think Will Smith had another woman? Just like I said with Bill Cosby. Did I think Bill Cosby cheated on his wife? Yes, I did. But I don't, like I said, I do not think, like I said, Camille wanted that, let it go. That's Camille and right, Bill. That's and they kept it this small, whatever. Now, of course, I've done a video debunking the whole thing that they all talked about. You could go check it on the channel, talking about Bill Cosby and the crime, because now the Supreme Court want to say they're going to put him back in. I'm like, wait, he's going up to the Supreme Court? Y'all so hate, your white man got so messed up that y'all want to put this man back in jail. Dang, and the man's old. Let it go.
Right.
Even though he didn't do nothing in that situation, those two situations that they try to accuse him of. The girl found out lady lied, and the other girl before that did lie, because I still want to know how a 16-year-old getting into the Playboy Mansion. But anyway, that's a different story. That you go check that video. We went through the whole detail of that. I went through, not her, about me. But the thing about it is, I think Will had a girl, and that because of open relationship, open marriages, they said, so whatever. But he never let it out. And
in Jada's defense, he wouldn't, because he would be villainized as a man. You know?
Yeah.
And I think he's even quicker to villainize a man that cheats versus a woman. But
well, Will Smith himself said they never cheat. We never cheated because that's what the agreement was.
Oh yeah,
so what the heck? They never cheated. Okay. But the thing that's messy about that is, to me, I want to go with another girl, blah, blah, blah. Jada messed with her son's best friend in their house. That's, oh my, that is literally.
Holy Jesus. What is that? Holy
exactly. That is not what, no. I come, and sadly, I'm being joking, but sadly, like last week, there was a military guy who came home. He came home early, and his wife was his wife, and crazy that she said this. She said, "That's my boyfriend." I'm like, "You have a husband." Okay, you were in an open relationship, but he didn't know about that. Right. So he came up in the bed, find out what's going on, and he basically didn't like that, of course.
So,
what?
Yeah, but that's a whole other story.
Yeah. And sadly, because of his temper, he killed the guy. He was military, so he had a gun on him and everything. So he killed the guy. Now his whole life is gone. She, as being the Jezebel as she is, no problem. And another guy lost his life. Like, dude, I'm in the house. I'm seeing all these pictures. Yeah. And why would you go in another woman's...
The violation and the crossing of boundaries is at an all-time high. To do that, you're stepping on your vows. That's one thing. But to do that in the home that you share with we know that's
yeah, she didn't do no crime, so whatever.
But yeah.
And the thing that came about is that what you did, it was messy. And that boy was Austin, whatever the guy named, Augustine. August. He also was he was not mentally straight either. I've seen how he talk weird. So he might be Asperger's, he might have something on the spectrum, but he has that. And he made a song about it, like, dude, what the, whoa. Mm-hmm. So that was all kind of wrong in that.
Right.
And that's why, of course, she came with the word, oh, that's entanglement. Stop. But whatever. My point is you put that kind of business out there. So you're going to get that. And that mask, because I remember when Will Smith said, I couldn't make you happy. And I was like, oh, that is so wrong. I felt that.
Right.
When he said that part, I felt wrong.
That demasculated him as a man. You've seen that. You've seen him, just that light just kind of dwindle in him. And so when he got up on stage and he did that speech that he did, it was cringy to me. It was hard to watch. It was like you could see him unraveling at the seams.
Yes.
And
shout out to Denzel Washington and Tyler Perry walked over there and talked to him.
And like I said before, I can just only hope that he just kind of detaches from the world, goes on a little sabbatical. 2 or 3 month sabbatical, finds him a good life coach or whatever. See what Liana Van Zet's up to, see if she can come tag along with you, and just do a reset. Yeah. Please do that.
And that's what it is. And the sad part about it, this is the most sad part of the whole thing, which I said, that's why we talked about this, also we talked about it. He's been an actor. I like Will Smith as an actor. I'm not going to ever deny that. Yeah, does he have some flops? Yes. But he has some good movies.
He's put out some very good
movies. Very good. Some serious, mostly comedies, this thing, and some was action. Independence Day, the I Am Legend, the John Hancock.
Iconic.
Yeah, it was one time. It was back in the 90s. Every summer, Will Smith dropped a banger.
Right.
Every summer, Will Smith dropped a banger. You're like, oh snap, Will Smith is on it. People crack joke about Wild Wild West. It's old. It's old. You could say what you want. It's old. No. I'm talking about in money wise. It's sold. The Planet with him and his son. That one didn't sold at all. The Happiness one was pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, the Pursuit of Happiness. Sorry, yes. So she said, yeah. But that was he had that. And you've been nominated for 2 Oscars before. Even the one with the concussion movie, which I did not watch. I'm not gonna say that. I detached myself from Hollywood for a good while now. Because they just gotten weird and weird and weird. And they showed something. If I show this to my girl right now, she will get pissed. So I will not show it. I'm gonna do it on the show Thursday. Project Over Mike, don't worry, Thursday, 9:15. We're gonna do that because what the things they're sharing these kids in these schools is they were literally sharing porn to little children. It's bad. But here's my thing though. Will Smith got his first Oscar. And he's now clouded.
Right.
That dark cloud is over something that was so good that he wanted.
Right. Exactly. He won an Oscar for playing a black father of 2 iconic black tennis players. And all of that has gotten clouded by
this. This is all they were going to talk about.
Exactly.
And even if it's think about it's going to be sister to right beside it, linked beside it. Oh, hey, remember when Will Smith got an Oscar? Oh, you mean the time when he slapped Chris Rock? That's just gonna be all it's gonna be with it. Exactly. That's what it's gonna be, and it's sad that got linked to that. He went to like Muhammad Ali, the movie. Like I said, all the movies he has portrayed. Yeah, he's done some iconic movies, and this is your time when you got an Oscar. And this right now just she's dark clouded. It's just bad. It is bad. I fell for that. So I'm with my girl here. Yeah. Seriously. Well, I mean, you'll never see a video like this, whatever. But anybody out there, seriously, take a break, take a chill, get away from a lot of people, and just have a sabbatical, like my wife said, like my girl said, and just chill out and get your mind back. Please, I do not want to hear that I don't want to hear that he did Robert Williams. I don't want to hear that. Heath Ledger, Justin, Anthony Bourdain, and you don't know the story much, but I went digging deep more than forget. This almost is the same situation that happened. Because Anthony Bourdain, his girlfriend was Rose McGallis, and she was doing some messed up stuff in the background, and nobody wanted to talk about it. Even though she was doing the whole, what was the movement they had? The Me Too. I'm like,
I didn't even know that was his girlfriend.
Yeah. Wow. And she was dating another guy and all that stuff. And of course, she was also doing, what was it? She was grooming a little boy. One of the boys she acted with. So she did the same Me Too to a boy that somebody said, it's all, that's what I say, Hollywood is weird. That's why I don't say nothing. I don't like that. That's why I said many times it's so weird. Like the video that I had, I said, I used to want a Grammy. If I get one, whatever, but I don't care for it no more. If I gotta sell my soul to get a little metal thing that says, I don't want it. I do not want it. You guys buy my music, you love my music, that's all I care about. Thank you. Give me a props up, thumbs up, whatever. I don't care. I don't need the adoration. Go up stage and sell my soul and stand in front of people who have done horrible, heinous things and make them feel good. I don't. So that situation is bad. I feel sad. And those guys, I said, all those guys just said, hey, Ron Williams, everything was because of his wife, the wife he had now, and it was a sad story. Because his show he had, a lot of people were saying what happened behind the scenes, and it was just, again, bad. I don't want Will Smith to do that. Don't do that. We had what? Regina's son.
Regina King's son.
Yeah.
Mental health in general.
Yes.
It's not just some concept or phrase throughout. Your mental health should be valued above all else. For sure. And I hope that the people around him are pouring into him as in the way that he needs.
Yeah. Well, whoever your circle is that you really trust, I'm not saying if you don't trust your family, I'm not knocking that. But I'm sorry, I'm going to be honest. Part of the problem that you have, part of that giving your mental stress is your wife. I'm not going to do that. You had your agreement, you had that. But like you said, it's just a demasculation of just, as you said, the light in his eyes when you saw it.
Right.
You should not tear somebody down like that.
Well, because that is part of the problem. When you're married to someone, you're combined and connected in so many ways. So when you go off on the deep end, in a lot of ways, that is the person who can help pull you back or check you or give you some type of instruction or guidance. But she cheered him on in that act. So that's one of the reasons why it's going to be very hard for him to see any error or to admit to any error, because in his mind to do so would be to dishonor his wife and his wife's position. So you see the error in her in that moment and not thinking that, oh wow, what if this had went a different way? What if they had gotten a raw and my husband has gone out and misrepresented his career and profession, and she didn't think in that way.
Huh.
So you see the error.
And just because you just said right there, that also brought up something too. Like, say that Chris Rock didn't hit, but say that, because remember he's close to the edge of the stage. Say that Chris Rock had pushed him off.
Right.
He could have fallen off the stage and broken his neck.
Because like I said, that was a serious offense. You couldn't have came at some other people that way. You have gotten out of your seat, walked up on stage. and got in someone else's personal space, that definitely was not calculated. See, I don't think it was staged, because I'm like, but then it well, I don't know. I don't know.
It's Hollywood. Like I said,
it is Hollywood.
They do too much stuff. Because again, look like you see what Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle do. And again, I understand what Dwayne Wade did. Not saving that, not protecting that. But I think it's kind of crazy. You demasculate my son, so I don't. I'm not down for that. That's for another topic, another day. Yeah. So we just want to put our 2 cents on it. Straight no chases. That's what it is. That's what we talk about. And it, like I said, we talked about it down in dinner. We were just like, that's, I mean, it's just unique. And like I said, guys, I'm serious in the way you gotta calm your temper. Young men and women, you have the power of manipulation in most cases, not all. But if a guy puts his all into you, he's gonna try. Because again, there's many videos I could show. I showed one video way earlier, and I don't think I could find it. Maybe I'll find it for the project over my Thursday. But there's many girls who say things, and guys who say, "Oh, I'm gonna do this," and they end up losing their life.
Right. As a woman, from a spiritual standpoint, you're there to pour in. You're like the well. When your man, your husband is low in energy and you pour into him. You don't leave him sitting out there to dry. If you got it, you have to do what you got to do. You have to look out for your man in the way that he looks out for you. And a lot of times, you're looking out for your man in a very emotional and spiritual aspect. The man might not check in with himself as much as he should. So you look out for each other. Especially when these are people who they have your heart, your love. Sure.
And same thing goes for men too. You guys gotta understand where certain is, because I always know that each other, you gotta show appreciation to the person as well too. The wanting eyes is a very dangerous thing. Yes. So again, you don't want to do that. That's in that regard, just seeking and stuff. We're men, we're visual creatures. I understand that, but you have to have the respect and the boundaries of the woman that you're with. And sometimes that could cause distrust and things, and and hopefully you have open communication to understand that, and you understand each other. But my point is, the tongue is dangerous from a woman that you love. I'm gonna tell you that. Not her, but I'm just saying
it holds the greatest influence.
Yeah, I just know that. If you're not with that, your mom, because I saw a video which was weird where this guy was cussing. They were gonna go get his mom. He's married. He went to there was at his mom's house, and she was cursing his wife out, and she didn't like. She was whatever, but she was like, "You ain't gonna do that. You ain't gonna do that. Why you don't like me though? Why you don't like me? I did nothing wrong." And she said something, which is a thing I gotta talk about. She's like, "I don't like you. I just don't like you. You gonna disrespect my man like that? I mean, my son like that." And I was like, "Oh, that."
But that all goes back to that whole B word, boundaries. Boundaries know no age, no creed, no culture, no ethnicity. You have them or you don't. And it's how you're taught up and how you raised up and brought up that you choose to continue to keep in your life as an adult. If you don't exercise boundaries, if you weren't taught them, it's going to show.
Yeah. So, with that said, also my thing is always, it comes to all shape, size, color, creed, sex, height, nationality. It made no difference either. As usual, you guys take care of yourself. Catch us on Project Open Mic Thursdays, 9:50. Put the side chat. I mean, the guys will maybe have a field day with this one. I think they will. But side chat will be back this weekend, this Friday. But also, as I always say, man, take care of yourself. Remember, people are stupid, ignorant, and small. That's my individual. Bye.